Hey gents, Mario Cavallo here to talk about our older men's health. I suddenly got, really, it was like an inspiration to talk about something a little bit different, and that is financial health. I said to myself, wait a minute. A lot of my audience is older men. That means, guys, you're in your 50s and maybe even 60s. So there's got to be a bunch of you out there who are like 60 and approaching and I'm assuming you live in the United States, so I'm talking to that audience. You're pondering whether or not to collect Social Security at age 62. Well, this is a question for your financial health. Listen to me very carefully. First of all, if you have a good job, you're 62, you're making $4,000 a month or more, then of course, keep working, enjoy yourself, you're making your salary, you're not going to start collecting Social Security. But if that's not the case, should you start collecting at 62? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? I'm going to explain why right now. You get like 50 grand up front in those first 3 years that you wouldn't get otherwise. It's a lot of money. So let's just use a modest example. Let's say that you're going to start at 65, you're going to collect $1,800 a month, starting at 65. Well, if you start at 62, you're only going to start at like $1,500 a month. Okay, so that's the first year, $18,000. Age 62, you collect $18,000. Got this cash in hand, right? Okay. Second year, I've been collecting since 62. I'm going to be 66 next month. Every year it goes up 2-3%. Let's just call it $500. So the second year you collect $18,000. The second year you collect $18,500. Okay, age 62. Age 63, the third year, you collect about, I'm rounding here, right? $19,000. Okay, so what's 18 plus 18.5 plus 19? It's $55,500 cold hard cash in your hand during that first 3 years. If you wait till 65, you're out to $55,000. You're never going to see it. You're not going to get it. Take it up front. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Now you say, well, that won't work if I live too long. Well, you lose a little money if you live too long. Well, I'm assuming, you want to assume? I mean, all the men in my family, they die in their early 80s. Okay, you're fine. Okay, if you're going to die and you're like 82, 83, 84, something like that, 85, the difference is very small if you waited and started collecting at 65. Okay, yeah, if you live way through your 90s, then you would lose some money, but I think then it won't matter that much. What I'm pointing out to you here is if you start at 62, and that's using the modest example that I gave, you're going to get $55,000 cash up front during those 3 years, which you are leaving you're leaving it on the table if you don't start at 62. That's a pretty good chunk of money. Okay. The next part about it that's very important is that, again, if you got a really good job, making good money, no, of course, you don't want to stop. Okay, don't stop. Okay, and start collecting Social Security. Of course not. Okay, keep contributing, keep making good money. But if that's not the case, and you're 62, then at age 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, right up to 67, which is your qualifying age. Oh, for some of you guys, your qualifying age might not be till 67. Okay, like me. That's fine. Well, then during those first 5 years, until you hit age 67, okay, there's a limit on how you can still work. You can still make money, but you can't make more than $25,000 in a year. Okay, so you can still make money. You can work. You can get a job, whether it's full-time, part-time. Like myself, I make a little extra money as an entrepreneur, self-employed, whatever that might be. It's all good. Per year, you're allowed to continue work. Of course, you're allowed to continue working. Okay, but you can't make more than $25,000 a year. If you make more than $25,000 a year, then they start taking away the Social Security. Okay, up to $25,000 a year, you keep getting your Social Security payments. That's it, guys. I mean, this has a lot to do with your financial health. I thought, okay, I talk about emotional health and mental health and spiritual health and physical health, and all of a sudden it popped into my head to talk to you guys about this. It's a quick video. This has to do with your financial health, which actually, has an impact on everything, right? I mean, all these things are related. I hope you found this really, really interesting. I hope you found that helpful. And that's it for this video. Catch you later, guys.